So get this, I don't know if you've thought about this, but right now, on this very day, the internet is exactly 10,727 days old, right?
Wow,
that's roughly
okay.
about 337 months or 28 years. And it's so crazy to think that what the world might have been like before the internet. Like, how did we communicate? How did we find directions? How did we download music?
I can't actually remember.
How did we find love? That's weird, right?
Dude, I think it's now middle-aged.
Absolutely, and considering just how big a role the internet plays in our daily lives, we asked everyday South Africans if they truly understood how the internet actually works.
Wow.
It's
The internet.
the internet. What is the internet?
Ooh. I can't. I don't know.
How does the internet get to us?
Through satellite.
I'm going to say through cables. It's like through some magic in the air. It just arrives and you're like, hey.
Cables.
I'm not sure, but I think there's a big, something like satellite or something like...
Fiber, cables, satellite dishes. How all of those work in place, I have no idea.
Don't really know.
All these sort of interconnected, like invisible wires in the air that obviously we can't see.
I just pay a certain company for that to happen.
Fiber cables sort of thing, that whole shebang.
Maybe there's some wires and satellites. I'm not really quite sure.
How it comes to me, who am I to question something so good?
Maybe.
I think so.
No, not anymore.
Nothing in life ever needs cables. Honestly, like cables are the bane of my existence.
Yeah, you have to have cables. That's one thing that I do know.
I don't know, but I don't really know.
No. It never, no. Wi-Fi, hello.
Since there's that big thing in the sky that connects us, maybe not.
Not necessarily, but I'm a bit paranoid about radio waves going through our bodies, so I'd prefer them all going through cables.
I had a really cute guy come to my house, ask me if we need like fiber cable things. And I was like, yes, we need you. But the cables.
Wow, the internet really is amazing, and I think it's mind-boggling actually to consider that something that we take for granted we absolutely know nothing about. So today we are joined by Tobiso, our resident Openserve technician, who is back to help us understand just a little bit more about how the internet really works. You look at us, you gloat whenever you look at us, man. These children, they don't understand. But it's amazing to me. So I'm going to pose that impossible question to you. How does the internet actually work?
I think it's easy. Actually, we at Openserve, we actually have our network connects to other networks globally so that we can have the access to internet. So actually, there's two things that you need to be able to connect to the internet. You need hardware, you need protocols. Hardware, I'm talking about your cables, the infrastructure outside to the tablet in front of you or your device, the cell phone. And protocols, we're talking about, it's about rules, set of rules that the internet uses, actually the computers uses so that they can communicate with each other. Actually what happens is there have to be a common set of rules or those protocols before the computers can be able to link globally. So exactly that's how it works.
So that they can actually speak the same language through those protocols.
Your IP addresses and stuff.
So one computer says hello to the other one, and then through the protocols it's translated, and the other one on that side says, I can hear you saying hello. Now I can...
Yeah.
There we go.
Using their own language,
Using their own language. So the technical equipment that's required for the internet to actually work, who installs that?
We at Openserve, we do install the infrastructure, but what you do is you, as a subscriber, you go through your internet service provider who will come up with a package that will suit your need as to the speed and the data you need for your internet to connect to the internet. So we provide the infrastructure, your exchanges, we supply your cables, your street boxes. Yes, that's exactly what happens.
When you say cables, what do we need the cables for? We live in surely a wireless age. Everything's connecting wirelessly at the moment. What do we actually need the cables for?
Trust me, without the cables, you cannot connect to the internet, even if you are wirelessly. I mean, you need cables to link cities to towns, countries to continents. You also need cables to connect to our infrastructure through your internet service provider.
Yeah.
So cables are actually doing a great job on the background.
Okay.
The superhighways.
There's one thing that's been bugging me, and it's, to my shame, I still can't explain it. We all have heard the term broadband, and it basically means, okay, there's internet in your house because you got broadband, you're not narrowband.
I'm so glad you're asking the question.
But what exactly is broadband? What does it technically mean?
Yeah, it's true. You're not the only one. A lot of people, they know the name broadband, but they cannot explain exactly what is it for. Broadband is actually the speed from the certain type of a network that we telecom provide. For instance, symmetric digital subscriber line, ADSL, and high-speed bit rate digital subscriber, very high speed, which is VDSL. Those are the technologies that we use to provide the broadband and to give you the high-speed data.
So it's like the size of the highway.
Definitely.
How many cars you can put on that highway.
It broadens the whole thing.
Excellent stuff.
Dude, man, I feel so much better.
Yeah, getting a better understanding of it. Thank you very much, Pratabisa, and I'm sure that...
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, I think it's way more complicated than we ever thought it might be, but we're learning to understand it as, you know, the more we hear from Tabisa.
I'm going to pass this off as all of my own knowledge now. You know that. I'm like, let me explain it to you.
I got this.
But I think we certainly are finally starting to gain a bit more of an understanding of the technologies and what it all means together. I've still got so many questions to ask, but we'll do it again next week, right?
Yeah, so you're going to come back for a couple more weeks,
I'll be
right?
here next week, yeah.
Thank you. More information to cram into these brains.
Openserve, South Africa's largest telecoms infrastructure provider.